All right, we're on our very first horror hosting show, and I'm very worried that I'm worried right now about copyright issues with YouTube and everything. I don't want the show to end before it even begins. Been trying to do some research to make sure we don't have issues with copyright removal and strikes and all that stuff. It's so complicated, and it shouldn't be. We're showing public domain stuff, but yet it's weird how public domain stuff still isn't public domain. Parts of it isn't. Parts of the movie is. The music isn't public domain. You get it? Yeah. There's all kinds of little glitches to where it could cause you to have your channel removed if you do it too many times. So I'm really concerned. I don't want it to end right off the bat with copyright strikes. So today we are showing you The Bloody Pit of Horror from 1965. I don't have the card in front of me.
60 something.
65. My cards. It's an Italian film. Do you like Italian? I gotta say that. No?
No.
You do too.
I do. They have no idea what you're doing.
Nicolas Cage and
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. He says that to her because he wants to take her out to, hey, do you like Italian?
Yeah. Italian.
Italian. Yeah, he says it like
that's
that.
How
Nick
he
Cage.
says it. Italian.
Me and Dar, we really we're Nick Cage fans. Okay, who wouldn't be though? He's something else. He likes himself.
He's something else.
He likes himself more than anybody else. So. Anyway, yes, we're doing this movie, and we're doing it they'll be in 4 segments of about 20 minutes long, give or take, not right down to the minute. We're going to break every 20 minutes. Fast forward if you feel like you do not want to watch the movie. In this movie and any other movie that we show, if there are segments where there is no music or something like that, it's because YouTube removed it because of copyright. Most times I'll know about that ahead of time, but sometimes I might not. So if you get to a segment where there's no sound because they removed the music, it's YouTube at work, okay? This stuff is public domain, okay? But anyway, yeah. So we're doing this movie, and it's not, even though it's called The Bloody Pit of Horror, there is some blood in it, if you want to call it that, but it's not a gross out movie. It's from the 60s.
It's too old. They didn't do that back then.
Very colorful, though. That's what you'll notice that right away. It's the colors are very vibrant colors on the movie being in color. Not all our movies are going to be in color, by the way, needless to say, but this one is. And the blood looks like red paint. It always does. There was a little teeny speck of nudity in it that was so unnecessary, but it was already edited out on public domain copy, so I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, we were like, what?
Yeah, that was so...
Did we see what we thought we just saw?
Yeah, and it was so unnecessary to even be in there.
I know. It made no difference to the movie.
One second of, her top just got pulled from the sword, and it wasn't even necessary. Yeah, it wasn't necessary at all. Anyway, the story's about a group of people that they're models and photographers. They drive to go to this supposedly abandoned castle, and it's when they get there, they realize it's locked up, and they break in to take pictures of these models, which they're taking pictures in like death scenes, basically, torturous death scenes, so how appropriate. But once they get in there, they realize that there is somebody that lives there, and he's a nutball. They don't know this right off the bat, but he's a nutball. And he has his own little servant men around. You gotta look at their pants. Their pants area right down here in the crotch area. It almost looks like they're wearing a diaper or something underneath their pants. They're like padded out right there. They're kind of a white khaki looking pants, and they're really strange on the guys. They're strange. Yeah. Anyway, I won't give away what happens in it, but yeah, the owner turns out to be a nut. So watch what takes place in that situation. And we will tell you more about the movie when we come back from the first break. So should we run the first segment?
I say go.
Okay, first segment of Bloody Pit of Horror. I hope you can hear the music and everything. I think it's going to be there, but I hope you can see it. So we'll see you in 20 minutes or however fast you can fast forward.
On this 5th day of December in the year of our Lord 1648, by virtue of the power vested in us by our noble sovereign, this tribunal hereby sentences you, the Crimson Executioner, to death. You will die by one of the very instruments you devised to torture and kill your innocent victims. You dared to take into your own hands the laws of both God and man. You set yourself up as both judge and executioner. You caused inhuman suffering and took life not from any sense of justice, but from hatred and self-gratification. You showed no mercy to your victims, and no mercy will be shown to you.
You'll never kill me. Move along. I'll return and be avenged. Turn around. You fools. All of you. I am the Crimson Executioner. This day shall be written in blood. No man can judge me. I am the supreme law. I shall have my revenge.
The seal of this tribunal will entomb forever both your body and your evil soul. Let no man dare to break the seal. You are accursed, eternally damned, as are these dungeons, as is this castle that has witnessed such indescribable horrors. Your castle will stand throughout the centuries as a reminder of the barbarism and cruelty committed within its walls. May the dust of time not erase from the memory of man the infamy of the Crimson Executioner.
Ah. Not bad. This seems exactly what we've been looking for.
From here, it looks great. Just what we need.
I think we should be able to wrap up our work here in a day.
And this'll look good.
Come on, Nancy.
Gosh, I'm stiff from that long ride.
It's made to order.
Yeah.
What a view.
Hey, we don't want to lose you.
Sure looks gloomy. How would you girls like to have a castle this old to live in?
You'd have to be a creep to live in a place like this.
I'd love to have a house like this all for myself. Imagine the peace and beauty of living all alone here.
You're a funny one, all right.
All right, girls.
Wonder what it looks like inside. What's wrong? Are you tired?
I don't know what it is, Perry. I just feel very uneasy.
No. Susie,
Let me alone, Raoul.
don't be like that, baby.
Everybody'll see us.
Have it your way.
Are you all dead?
Lay you any odds you want, our dear publisher will wind up saying, this place isn't suitable after all. Let's go home.
Hello, is everybody out?
If they're all out, how can anyone be in the house?
The brain has spelled it out.
I'm not just a dumb blonde, you know.
Who says you're a blonde?
Must be in.
Hello, why doesn't anybody answer? Maybe nobody lives here. What a nuisance. Someone should have told me the castle's empty. We might as well try to get in anyway. Maybe one of the boys could scale that wall.
That's a job for Tarzan.
Who's going to volunteer to climb the wall?
Okay. Here comes Uncle Perry, the greatest acrobat in the world.
He's a good boy. I bet he gets us inside.
Yeah, you're right. 3 years for unlawful breaking and entering.
Take care, Perry.
Max! You owe me a bonus for this little stunt, a double whiskey.
What about that?
I still think you're playing with fire.
You should know me by now. I'm not the kind of man to let obstacles get in my way. I'm a man of action.
Well, what do we do now?
We follow the leader. What else?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the old...
Let's go.
Hey, what a funny place this is. Looks like a Frankenstein film set.
this castle. I'm sure of it.
You Hawaiians are far too impressionable, Kinuyo.
Raoul? 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 You idiot! Why must you play these childish jokes all the time? Raoul. Raoul, take off that silly costume.
These uninhabited castles always have their family skeletons.
Uninhabited? There's not a trace of dust around here.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm very sorry. Nobody answered the doorbell, and we thought the castle was empty. Could we speak to the owner? I'd like a word with him about a business matter. Could you take us to him?
Follow me.
Let's go.
The rest of you wait in there.
Stop where you are. How dare you force your way into my castle like this? What do you want here?
I want to apologize. We didn't think anyone lived here, that's all.
It's no excuse for trespassing. I don't like having my privacy disturbed.
I'm sorry, sir. You're quite right. My name is Parks. I'd like to explain. We've been scouting for suitable locations to photograph material for book jackets. I'm a publisher.
That's no concern of mine.
Look here, I'd like to show you one of my books. I'm preparing an anthology of horror.
He told you to stay where you were.
We took the liberty of coming in here only because no one answered our knocking at the door.
I don't like intrusion. I insist that you leave my castle immediately.
Could you make just one exception? We've been on the road for several days. Everybody's so tired.
I don't want any visitors here.
I'd be only too glad to pay, of course.
Pay? Now you're beginning to annoy me, Mr. Parks.
I know my friend didn't mean to offend you, and we ask you to forgive us.
You and your practical jokes. Ralph.
Hey.
On your feet, everybody. We've been told to shove off. The master of the house doesn't like having visitors around.
What? Again? Oh, no. Not after all I went through to get you in here.
So we're right back where we started. One castle's too modern, one's too old. Why don't we build our own and get it over with?
Susie, but wouldn't it cost an awful lot of money to build one, huh?
Oh, can't you change his mind? We're all tired.
Well, I'm tired, too. But we have no choice. We've been told to go, and that's it. Let's get moving quickly, huh?
Edith.
Wait. Perhaps I was a little too hasty, Mr. Parks. I'm not usually so inhospitable. I realize you must all be very tired. You see, I don't usually receive people. You can stay here overnight, but I'll have to ask you to leave first thing in the morning.
Thank you, sir. We really do appreciate your kind hospitality. Do you mind if we take a few pictures?
All right. But please remember,
I don't like to be disturbed. My servants will show you the chambers where you can do your work.
Perfect. Let's get to work, girls. We mustn't waste any time. Go and change, quickly. Dermot, you'd better check out the setting we need. Edith, you go along with him. Good girl.
Come on, Edith.
Don't go near the dungeons. They're absolutely out of bounds for everybody.
Okay, we won't. Get moving, Dermot. We're in a hurry.
I'll bet Max will flip over this one. Can you imagine finding a thing like this here? Wasn't it lucky?
I'll take credit for that. I found it.
Yeah.
Food for everybody.
Hey, Max, I want a bonus for finding this thing.
All right, we'll see about the bonuses. Now eat
It'll
quickly,
be
huh?
perfect for the Skeletrix series. Hey, that looks
Fine,
great.
boys, fine. But now let's get to work.
I'll take the food to the girls, right?
No, I'll take care of that myself.
What a picture this will make.
Max, why don't you ever knock?
Oh, come on. Now, what's all this nonsense? I'm just like a father to you girls.
Turn around. We have to get into our costumes.
Okay, have your little games, but hurry up. We haven't any time to fool around. We've got work to do.
You can turn around now if you want.
Edith, bring the girls downstairs. We can't afford to waste any time.
All right.
How's the food?
Terrible.
As usual.
Ah, bottle of wine, they call it. It tastes like water.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? But I know where we can find real wine. I discovered where the cellar is. Come on, I'll show you.
See ya.
Come on, Larry.
All right. Did you enjoy that first segment? We've seen this movie a couple of times. We actually watched this movie a couple years ago. Yeah, because we watch these type of movies really and truly. We're not just doing this for the show. We actually sit around here always on the weekends and we watch the older Cheesewall movies. This isn't something new to us. We always did this. I was the one that always wanted to be the horror host and wanted to do this for a living, like Wayne's World, and get paid for it. No, I don't care if I get paid for it. I'm not looking for subscribers. We're not looking for subscribers, and we're not monetizing this to make money. We're just trying to post a horror hosting show. That's all we want to do, and hope some people watch it. Did you like the first segment? Did you notice, did you notice right off the bat when they first got there, the girl was wearing the white hat, and there was a fly going all over the white hat. Did you notice that? That caught my eye right away. I'm sure most people did notice that. It was very, I think I would have shot that scene again.
Yeah.
Don't you? Yeah, with a fly. It's like you got a fly crawling all over you, you know? And you notice how they easily broke into the castle. That guy climbed up and got into, and later on they talk about how you can't get out of here. All the windows are barred up, but yet they got right into the castle and broke in. And yeah, so it's like, I guess that window particular wasn't barred up. Okay, so, oh yeah, and another thing, did you notice how there was a big castle door at the beginning? And inside that castle door was a small door. And I said, what, they got a little doggy door inside the castle door. The big door didn't open up like a castle door should open up. There was a door within the castle door. It looked kind of stupid. Yeah, so, yeah. And another thing I want to talk about is what are we hearing?
I don't know.
We're hearing something, folks. I don't know what we're hearing. Everything is totally redone in here, and the ceiling's been redone and everything. But
that was weird.
Yeah, we're hearing. It could have been something on the window outside. We got the big windows off to the left of us here. The models, they're not real attractive.
No. They really aren't.
The one girl is passable. The dark-haired girl, she's passable, but that's even iffy. And a lot of models aren't real attractive, I guess. But I mean, for being models, they're not really super attractive. But yeah, so that was segment 1, and yeah. So are you gonna hang around for segment 2? Maybe so. Should we do any of this stuff? Why?
Go ahead. I mean, do you?
Okay. Well.
Got it.
Yeah, we
do one.
Because keeping in the theme of torture, so you have to have things motionette wise that are torture related, and I do have a couple of things that are like torture related, but you'll never believe it. They stopped working. This used to work just fine. Checked it out. It don't work. I worked on it. It doesn't work at all. Nothing. It's an electric chair, and it's supposed to. It's supposed to, basically go like that. The head wobbles and lights up and stuff.
Do these light up?
Yeah. And it just shakes like that, basically, because he's getting electrocuted. But
this is Tales from the Crypt, right?
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt, and Trendmasters. I like Trendmasters. They make a lot of Halloween stuff. And I have 2 Frankensteins sitting in electric chairs. No, standing. But they're getting electrocuted too. I think them still work, but this does not work. Don't know why. It used to have the box and everything, have it in play. It doesn't work anymore. Should I show the other one?
No, save it.
Save it. All right. Okay. So here we go with segment 2 of The Bloody Pit of Horror. And we'll be back in about 20 or so.
You know, Perry, I wouldn't mind being the owner of this castle.
You can have it. It gives me the creeps.
Skeletons don't have nerves. What do you mean it gives you the creeps? You'll wake up the ghosts. Come on. This way.
Now, don't breathe. Perfect like that. All right. Hold the pose. I want to take another shot. Edith, hand me the other camera, will you? Thanks. Now, don't move, darling. Hold it. You make a beautiful corpse, you do. Just keep it. That's right.
perfect.
It's no fun being dead.
Nobody ever said it was.
You mean it?
You were very convincing.
Okay, gang,
Just
come on, let's
imagine
get ready
what
for the
Daddy
next
will
one.
say when he sees this photo.
Go and change now.
Yeah.
Okay, Susie, it's your turn now.
Sure, here I am, but where's Perry? He's in it too.
Here I am. Your personal skeleton, always ready to die at the hands of a beautiful woman.
No,
How are you
let's
going to
change
change
Annie's first.
That's fine with me.
You're never around when you're needed.
Right, but look what I dug up for you.
Oh.
I'll go.
That'll
Rick, can I have your knife a minute? Thanks. Pinocchio, what is it?
Just a little homesick, I guess.
Are you all asleep over there? Get behind that camera, Dermot.
Come on, sweetie. Hold it. Hold it. Now, Nancy, honey, give me the feeling of a cat. You know what I mean. Meow.
Meow.
Meow. No, Nancy, that's too domesticated. I want you to think wild, fierce. Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Can't you think like an alley cat? For instance, you're about to fight another cat for a fish head or something.
Meow.
No, Nancy, that's the intellectual approach. You'll never be an alley cat. Let's try something else. I've got an idea. There. Now, raise your leg up. Up, 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 up. That's it. That's it. Now, imagine you're floating in the air like a thistle blown by the wind. That's it. Beautiful. No, not like that. You've got to go up. Gently. That's right, baby. Now hold it. No. Can't you keep that arm over your head? Now everything's in place. Arm, leg, head, everything. Now don't move. Come on, Nancy. Get that lovely foot of yours up like a feather, like a thistle blown by the wind.
No, I can't, Dermot. It's too heavy. I can't.
Oh, do it for me, baby. Let's fly together. Hold it.
about here. There.
Dermot, can we take a break for a few minutes?
No, we've got to be finished before morning. Put the spots over there.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
I'd like to see the owner of the house.
It's not possible. My master doesn't want to be disturbed.
But tell him...
I said it's impossible.
Your master has a right to his privacy, but that's no way to speak to a lady.
Rick. You met the owner of the house. What's he like?
It's difficult to say, really. He was half hidden behind a table. Have you noticed the windows? They're all barred. What a strange place. If I was still a reporter, I bet I could discover a lot of interesting facts about this castle.
Rick, but why are you wasting your time on horror stories? You should be doing the kind of work you were cut out for, reporting.
I guess you're right, but I'm a little lazy. I've been taking the easy way out by doing this. I started out with the usual dreams and found out there's more money in writing this kind of commercial book. Edith, I realize I'm being indiscreet, but why did you want to speak to the owner of the castle?
Just curiosity. Nothing more than that.
Everything's ready, Dermot. Can I go?
Not more in a few minutes, though. Time's running short.
You bet. Come on, Susie.
Don't pull me like that.
Then come on.
But where?
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'm all set. Everybody out of the way. That's right. Hold that pose, Perry. Don't move. I'll be done in a minute. Now, here we go.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Raoul, didn't you hear that yell?
I didn't hear anything at all. Come along.
Where are you taking me?
You'll find out.
Look at that. What is it?
I don't know. Maybe it was an old torture cell. You know these old castles. Nothing in it.
Let me alone, Raoul. I'm scared.
Susie. Susie.
Come, Canullo. Staying here won't help any. Come with me.
There's no point in disturbing my master. He's been informed already of what has happened down here. And he hopes that you will all remain calm.
The rope was badly worn, Rick. We overlooked that, I'm afraid.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. We'll see. Remember, Rick, even the master of the house suggested that we keep calm. Tomorrow we notify the police.
What do you mean, tomorrow?
Listen, after all, it was only an accident. A tragic one, but an accident. And besides, it's too late now.
Look, Max, this double talk leaves me cold. What do you really mean?
Well, I'm an editor. You've got to see my point. I've a deadline to meet. I know exactly how you feel, girls. But we must finish our work before daybreak.
With poor Perry lying dead?
Oh, it's a big tragedy. You know, Perry was like a son to me. Don't you think I have a heart like the rest of you?
How do I know? I never had a chance to see it.
Perry would have known what I meant.
Yeah, but he's dead, and I want to go on living.
I'll double your salary.
My life's worth more than that.
Triple it.
Okay, it's a deal.
Me too.
Then let's get back to work. Where's Susie?
I think she went off with Raoul.
It's just like her. They always disappear at the wrong moment. We'll worry about her later. Let's go back to work now.
Well, I thought I'd seen just about everything. But this kind of bargaining is really more than I can stand.
Rick, look at this.
Huh? What is it?
It's the negative of the photograph I took right when the accident occurred.
Poor Perry. What a terrible thing. What's this? What's that strange shadow near the frame of the door? It almost looks like a man's head.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what I thought. But it just can't be. Still, it does look like a man's head with a hood on.
Will it show up more clearly on the print?
It should. We'll see in a minute. I've done the best I could. Of course, it's only a small detail. There. This is the maximum enlargement I can make here. Of course, it's still not very clear.
Well, this doesn't help us very much, I'm afraid. It's hardly at all visible. Huh? Do you think the negative could have been defective?
No, it was perfect.
May I see that photograph? I heard about the accident that took place tonight. A most appalling accident.
Unfortunately, it's blurred.
Yeah, it was out of focus.
Perhaps this will sound strange, but I've something to tell you that may provide an explanation of the shadow in your photograph. Have you ever heard of the Crimson Executioner?
Who did you say? The Crimson Executioner.
He was a maniac and a killer who was put to death for his crimes centuries ago. He was buried in his own castle.
What you don't know is that this is the castle where the Crimson Executioner lived and died. When I came here, the castle had been uninhabited for centuries. For me, it was ideal because I desired solitude. Everybody else feared the curse that had been placed on it. When they sealed up his tomb, the Crimson Executioner swore that he would avenge himself. He was a man of extraordinary physical strength, obsessed by an ideal of purity. For centuries, he was entombed. There in the dungeons, and only a seal has protected mankind from his supernatural powers. If the shadow in the photograph is the Crimson Executioner, I fear anything might happen. I had to tell you.
Well, I can see you two already know each other.
I've never had the pleasure. This is the first time I've seen this lady. I must retire now. I'm a creature of habit. I hope you will sleep well. Good night.
Edith, I know the accident upset you. You're terribly tired. What happened was a very bad shock for you. Stop crying now. Go to canoe you, huh? Oh, she's been through more than the rest of us.
Do you think it's too daring?
No.
I bet Max will like it.
He always does.
Hi, girls. Has Susie come back yet?
No, maybe we should go on without her. She'll be along.
You'll make a big hit in that costume, Annie.
Won't I, too?
What? Oh, no. What's gotten into you? You mustn't hide those beautiful legs of yours.
They desecrated your world of beauty with their sordidness. The day of the Crimson Executioner has now come.
I've been wondering about the owner of this castle.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think he's slightly off his nut.
You would be, too. If you lived isolated in this place, you'd end up the same way he is. Hey, Dermot.
Yeah?
Look at this. This must be where the executioner was killed, if the legend is true.
What is it? It looks like a coffin.
No, it was a medieval instrument of torture. The infamous Iron Maiden.
Susie! What?
All right, that was about the 40-minute mark of Bloody Pit of Horror, and see, it's not that scary. It kind of leads you down the wrong path too. You're thinking a lot of times that the Crimson Executioner that you see get put into the Iron Maiden right at the beginning is going to come back because the seal is broken. He's going to come back and he's going to start killing everyone, and you're waiting to see him to do that. It's not. It doesn't happen. Yeah. Matter of fact, I don't even know where that body ends up going because the seal ends up broken, but yet you never see that body anymore. You never see the killed Crimson Executioner. So he's not really in the movie, only in the very beginning. The real one, I should say. Okay, we're going to let Patty talk on this segment here. All right, talk.
So the character Travis Anderson is the Crimson Executioner.
Not the original one, though.
No.
He thinks he is.
He thinks he is the Crimson Executioner.
He's not.
In real life, his name is Mickey Hargitay. He was Mr. Universe in 1955, which you compare him to a Mr. Universe now, and he just looks like a guy that goes to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. Our Mr. Universes now are like, Like, I was comparing him to Chris Bumstead. I know that name because of my grandson. He was the physique winner at Mr. Olympia from 2019 to 2024. He retired this year.
Bumstead?
Bumstead.
Wasn't that the name of Blondie's?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. The old Blondie.
Yeah. But you put those two next to each other, and that's like putting up. Oh, Mickey Hargitay was married to Jane Mansfield. what I was going to say, it's like
For
putting
those-
me next to Jane Mansfield.
For those of you, she was like a Marilyn Monroe back in the Marilyn Monroe
But
time.
much more
Blonde
voluptuous.
and busty and leggy and everything. She was just one of those girls.
But one more point, their daughter is Mariska Hargitay from SVU.
And if you don't know that, you're probably like me. You know her because of Love Guru,
Oh, gee.
Michael Myers. He says Mariska Hargitay, and she actually ends up being in the movie at the beginning. That's the only reason I know her. I don't watch those crappy shows.
It's not a crappy
SVU.
show. It's a good show.
Downers.
It's been on for a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Downers.
she is the daughter of the guy playing the Crimson
And
Executioner in this movie.
I'm not cutting her down, but Jane Mansfield being the mother and the dad, he's a good-looking guy. You would think she would have turned out to be, oh my God, she's perfection
She is
walking.
pretty, but
She didn't get the right mix. She didn't
how
get the
many
right mix.
times have you seen two beautiful people create a not so beautiful child?
It does happen. And I'm not saying she's ugly, but
No.
she's not Jane Mansfield category. I mean, come on. Yeah, that she kind of got screwed on the look. They didn't mash up well. So yeah.
That's it.
You don't have anything else on that card?
No.
Anything at all?
No.
No. Okay.
Show your other motion.
Okay, my other motion.
He actually let me talk, so
Yeah, we got to let her talk a little bit more. So, this always ran too. This isn't a Jimmy or anything. This is Magic Power. Magic Power. And it always ran before. It shakes a little bit, and then the blade comes down and chops off his head, like that, and then he goes down forward like that. But I worked on it today, and I got it to, all I got it to do was I pulled down the thing like that, I would press the button, and if I kept messing with it, and pulled this up, it would retrieve the string back up and try to run, but it would not run. It just doesn't run. People, it doesn't, these things, I don't, after you collect these for years and you see this sort of thing happen over and over again, you start to question the fact of why you're collecting them to begin with, because they don't work. They all have the same problem. In most cases, it is because the grease that they use gels up and actually seizes up the gears. It actually makes it not work by their lubrication to make it work. It's kind of weird. The lubrication goes bad. If you take it apart, in most cases, if you take it apart and you remove that old lubrication and put on new grease, it will start working again. I know that witch, well, I had a witch up there in a bed. I took it all apart because it was doing that, and I re-lubed it, and it worked. That's all it was. It's usually that. Very seldom is anything else really wrong with it. Sometimes the gears crack and just fall apart. But okay, we're going into segment 3 of 4 of the Bloody Pit of Horror. It's still not super scary yet, but the last scene's when it all goes very crazy, okay? So here we go with segment 3 of 4, right? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Bloody Pit of Horror.
No one can dare say that this was an accident. Come on. Just as I thought, the rope wasn't worn, it was cut. At this point, there's only one explanation. Deliberate murder.
Deliberate murder? But why, Rick? It doesn't make any sense.
That's what we've got to find out. Any idea where Raoul is?
Raoul?
No, I don't mean he had anything to do with this. But perhaps he saw who did it. He was near Susie all the time. Here, take this. My car is the fastest we have. Go to the nearest police station and try and get help.
Okay, Rick, I will. But how about you? What are you going to do? Stay here? With a murderer at large, you're all in danger.
I know, but it's impossible to leave with things as they are. And we've got to find Raoul. He might have some evidence.
I'll be as fast as I can.
How much longer do we have to wait now?
We get paid. Why should you care?
Yeah, you get prettier by the minute, girls. Take a look at this, Max. I have a new idea. I don't want the girls to know this yet. Susie's been murdered.
What's that?
So you like the idea?
Oh, sure. It's great.
We'd better watch out. Dermot's already on his way to the police station. Don't tell the girls. They'd only get panicky.
But then Perry was killed, too.
We completely agree then.
Well, what do we do now?
I'll have a look around. You'd better stay with the girls. See you later.
What are you doing here?
I want to see your master right away.
No, he doesn't want to see anybody.
It's urgent that I see him no matter what, understand?
I said you can't see him.
Edith, what are you doing here?
I want you to see what I found. I'm sure you recognize her.
Edith, what's your portrait doing in this castle? Then you do know the owner.
Yes, Travis and I were engaged. Travis Anderson.
Isn't he the actor who disappeared several years ago?
Yes, he used to be a muscle man in costume films. It all happened so suddenly, so unexpectedly. He left without a word. He just vanished. He's always been a little strange. Even with me, he seemed so cold. Yet I'm certain that he really loved me. In all this time, I haven't stopped wondering why he ever disappeared like that. Now I found him here in this castle. I thought I recognized his voice, and now that I've found this, I know it's Travis. I must try to speak to him.
Edith, we have no time for that. You've got to trust me.
What is it?
I'll tell you later. Where's Canulio?
I left her downstairs when I went to find Travis.
There's not a moment to lose. We must find her.
What's happened, Rick?
Don't ask any questions. Hurry. We've got to reach the others. It's important that we all stay together.
But what's going on? I don't understand.
Canulio. Canulio. Canulio.
Watch out, Rick. Don't try to get any closer to me or you'll get killed. There's no escape for me, I know it. You must save yourselves while there's still a chance. Don't you see? It's a diabolical trap. It's impossible for anyone to reach me. These wires are connected to the bows on the wall. The slightest touch will release the arrows in every direction, and anyone nearby will be killed. Nobody can stop the mechanism that operates. The spider. It has poison in its claws. I'll be killed the moment it reaches me. Now it's hopeless.
Watch out, Rick.
Don't do it, Rick. You'll be killed. I tell you, it's hopeless. Don't do it, Rick. Leave me. It's no use. come any closer. You're mad to risk your life like this.
Rick! Rick, your jacket's caught! Oh.
It's all over for me. It's the end for all of us. Give up, Rick. It's no use. It's too late.
Rick!
Canullo! Oh, Canullo. What a horrible death. I've got to get her down from here. Edith, go find the others. Hurry up. You've got to get out of the castle at once. At once.
No, no, Rick, no. Not without you.
Do what I tell you. Go away, Edith. Go away. Don't worry about me. Dermot will be back here soon with the police.
Open the door! Let us out! Let us out!
It's no use. We've been locked in.
No! What do we do?
Max! Max, what's happening? Where are the others?
I don't know, but don't lose your head. Just come on down here. Go and tell Rick that we need him.
All right.
We have to get out of here.
Rick! Rick, all the doors are locked. We can't get out.
Keep calm, Edith. We'll make it somehow. Just a minute. Edith! Edith!
Travis!
Don't come any nearer. Don't touch me.
You were the murderer. Now I know it, Travis. How could you? You're a monster! A monster! Oh! Oh!
You no longer mean anything to me. Even though I missed you when I abandoned the world. I was forced to retreat to this castle. Mankind is made up of inferior creatures, spiritually and physically deformed, who would have corrupted the harmony of my perfect body. I came to the isolation of this castle to avoid the contagion of human sentiment. And a woman's love would have destroyed me. It's because of that I abandoned you.
Travis, you've lost your sanity. You're an egotist, obsessed with your sick thoughts.
You're wrong, Edith. Last night I had a moment of weakness because of you. When I first caught sight of you, and I said you could stay together with your friends. But that was a mistake. I know of only one who was never overcome by weakness. The Crimson Executioner. He despised your world as passionately as I do. Look at him. Look at him. His magnificent body was preserved intact through all these centuries undisturbed. His spirit lives in me, and I'll continue his mission of vengeance. This is the sacred duty I've sworn to. We're alike. Now that you have profaned his tomb and broken the seal that imprisoned his great spirit, his power has been released at last. And his noble crusade against sin lives again through me. Yes, the black fire of the long-awaited vengeance is here. And your friends cannot escape. The Crimson Executioner has passed judgment. And now, at last, you'll witness the glory of his return. And you'll pay just like the others.
Travis! Don't do it! Come back!
punished for your lechery.
The Crimson Executioner will torture you. Yes, will torture you till death. That's just a small portion of the torture that awaits you.
Okay, and we're back. Just watch segment 3, or you fast forward through it. We only got one more segment to go. If you're watching, just one more segment. And it's the exciting segment, if you want to call it that, where he's taking everybody down in the dungeon and all the crap. All the crap that's going on down there. All the fighting and stuff like that. And, yeah, I really should be saying some of this after the fact. Yeah, I really can't. I really need to say some of this stuff on the when I come back, because what I have down on the card is really talking about what happens in this upcoming section. So I really shouldn't be talking about this. I should wait until I come back to wrap it all up and say, hey, did you notice this? Okay, but I can say this. That is an actual castle that you see from the outside. They did not film all the interiors in that castle. But a lot of the exterior shots of that castle, it's how do you say that?
Balserano
Castle. And according to Wikipedia, it is now a hotel. It is just a big castle hotel now. So it does.
Where?
I'm assuming.
Since it's an Italian movie, is it in Italy?
It might be in Italy.
But they go on location, so who says it's in Italy?
Yeah, I don't. It's an Italian movie, so it probably is in Italy. A lot of castles still over there that have stayed together. Okay, I think we're ready to go to the last segment.
I thought you were going to show your book.
But before we do, I always show you a book or something like that. Well, we're going to show you magazines this time. I have got a collection of these, and I hope to continue collecting some of these, but this is old Scary Monster magazine, okay? These are more of the old style of monster magazines. And
black and white.
They show, yeah, they're very primitive looking.
Are they all black and white?
Yeah. Now the ones now these are like old reissues. The stack here that I have, they're old reissues that I bought. And they're all pretty primitive looking and black and white, and you know, not the best top quality of pictures and stuff like that, but a lot of it's about old movies and old horror movies, kind of like what we're doing here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bloody Pit of Horror isn't in one of these. Yeah. So, but I do. These are all like reissued, of the year or the number of the magazine it is, and I'm not showing you the magazine.
Does it not give a date?
I don't know, because they're reissues, you know.
Spring 2021.
Yeah, so they're reissues and stuff. But what I'm
Is
saying
that
is,
the reissue date or the original?
I don't know. I can tell you one thing though, they still make them. They don't believe they're monthly. Scary Monster magazine still exists, but I don't think they come out every month.
They can't. I would say no, because this says spring.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's
quarterly.
about 4 times a day, a month,
Quarterly.
a year. And anyway, what I'm saying is, I believe there's a lot more color quality to it now. I don't think they look.
The covers look nice.
Oh yeah, and the covers look even nicer now. They're not drawings. They're very colorful, and I believe the quality has gone up a lot. But I'm sure the price has gone up a lot too.
Do these not have a price on them?
They
just $8.95.
Yeah, they're probably more like 16, 17. Well, Fangoria magazine, I was gonna buy one a few months back, and it was like $25. It's a magazine, and there's no naked girls in it. $25? Please. I remember when I was young.
Long time ago.
Back when they had a magazine section in our local grocery store, Martin's down there, and they actually had Playboy magazine right out on the.
And they would put a piece of cardboard like in front of it.
No, sir, they did not.
Oh.
They didn't even do that back then. I could buy cigarettes when I was 10, and it was okay. No, they didn't cover up Playboy. The whole point was, I remember as a kid going, $1.50 for a Playboy? Who would pay that price for a magazine? Yeah, it was $1.50, and it was just shocking. It's like, magazines for $1.50? It's like, what's in those? Those things must be, yeah. So, yeah, I remember that was, but yeah, now magazines are $25, and they're just, and you say, well, nobody's buying them. Not like they used to, but who would at $25? I'm getting a dry throat from talking so much. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go into the last segment of Bloody Pit of Horror, and be sure to come back because things are going to be different from now on. Okay? I don't even know what to expect myself, but you got to come back.
I know.
Or you got to fast forward. I don't know what to expect.
I do.
But we're going to wrap this up, so come back, and we're going to talk about what you just seen or didn't see. And, oh yeah, we're going to wrap this up. But be sure you come back to see the end of us on Spook Show Gravy, Creature Feature, Saturdays.
I promise you that none will escape the wrath of the Crimson Executioner. As for Rick, this is how he will die.
Why are you doing this? Why don't you let us go? What have we done to you? You're torturing innocent people. Come back to your senses. You're the owner of this castle, not the Crimson Executioner.
So see, I am the Crimson Executioner.
I can't stand it anymore. Let me go.
The Crimson Executioner invented the torture of icy water for creatures like you. My vengeance needs blood. The Crimson Executioner cries out for blood. You better prepare to die, you sinner.
Rick!
Edith, where are you?
You mustn't worry about me. I'm not in danger. Try to find the others if you can, Rick. They're in Anderson's hands. He took them to the dungeons. He's insane. He thinks he's the Crimson Executioner. You've got to stop him, or he'll kill them all. Hurry, Rick!
Yes, but where are you, Edith?
Watch out!
I'm not through with you yet. What more do you want with me? You're insane. You can't get away with this. Let me out of here. I'll pay you anything you want. What are you going to do now?
This fire will purify your miserable soul.
No.
You're impure. This fire will cleanse you.
No, you can't do this to me. Stop! 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 No, I don't want to die like this. No, no, let me out. No, I don't want to die like this. No, no, let me out. Mercy!
Lover of
No,
death.
I don't want to
Embrace
die.
him.
No,
Embrace him.
No.
Why do you resist?
Eddie!
your turn.
Oh, Travis!
You'll pay too.
No! 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 Let me go! Stop! Let me go! Oh, Travis, don't! Don't! Oh, please stop! Oh, please let me go! Oh. You're mad! No! No! Don't do this to me!
The executioner has risen from his tomb. Your atonement has just begun.
It's done. I killed the writer.
It's not true. No! It's impossible! No!
They'll all die.
Oh! No, I can't stand this. No, I beg you, Travis. What you're doing is insane, Travis. Oh, my God! The Crimson Executioner!
No! Go away! I am the Crimson Executioner!
Rick!
It's impossible. It can't be. It's impossible that he's alive, I tell you. I killed him myself. I saw him die.
It wasn't me you murdered. You hit the dead body of poor Rao. I put his corpse in the tower, and that's what your arrow hit. You'll have to try again.
Kill him! Go on! Go on! Kill him, I said!
My perfect body. In the poisonous clutches of the lover of death.
Rick.
My body. My pure body. Has been contaminated. The body of the Crimson Executioner.
He was completely mad. Like the Crimson Executioner, Travis was obsessed with a dream of absolute purity and physical perfection. That's why he retired to the isolation of this castle. Our intrusion into his world was too much for him. And it was then that he assumed the identity of the Crimson Executioner and decided to carry out the ancient legend of revenge. His striking resemblance to the real executioner made it easy for him to believe his own hallucination.
Striking resemblance. Anderson, in his folly, created the legendary executioner in his own image. The Crimson Executioner's been dust for centuries.
It was terrible. Please take me away from this castle. It was a nightmare.
I won't write any more horror stories. The man that said life is stranger than fiction made no mistake.
Okay, we're back on.
What do you think? I am the Crimson Executioner. Look at this. Look at this.
I am embarrassed.
I didn't go shirtless. I could have, but you know, didn't want to frighten the girls at home. But he was shirtless, of course. He was tan and muscular. I'm just muscular, and I just at 66, I am. It's incredible how I still kind of am muscular after years. So I worked out for years, people, years. But yeah, for 66, I made a do. But Patty said I should not go shirtless. Yeah, so I don't know what that's all about. Yeah.
You gotta at least show the boots.
I did show the boots.
There
we go. And these are Dar's boots. We bought these for Dar, okay, for Christmas.
They're cosplay. I had them special made for Dar.
They are cosplay, and they're for his show that he likes so much.
It's an anime,
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
But the character that Dar looked like was named Dio, and these are the boots that Dio wore.
And Dar did, Dar's a monster now. So yes. So how I'm not going to be able to do this on every show. Be a
Thank
character.
Goodness.
Be a character from the show in every show. But I was fortunate enough to be able to be the Crimson Executioner at the end of this one.
Yeah, because he's killing me right now.
It's not that bad. I thought I would look worse. I really did. I thought I was going to make myself laugh, but it's not. I look stupid, but okay. You've seen the whole movie, or you probably didn't, and I'm having to hold this up because my line of sight isn't as good with the mask on. I can't see low. Yeah, one thing. You notice how when they burnt the guy in the cage?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that again?
No.
No. They were fighting all around in the thing? Did you see a burnt up dead body in a cage? No. Did you see something smoking, burnt up and dead? No. It was like it suddenly was gone. So I don't know what happened with that. You know? Yeah. So I thought that was weird. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. And what am I hearing?
The boots.
Oh yes. The boots are making sounds. Yes. Okay. I was going to say, I was hearing a weird sound. And, you know, it's called the Bloody Pit of Horror. They're not really in a pit.
No.
There is no pit.
They're in a dungeon.
They're in a dungeon. Bloody Dungeon of Horror or something. Yeah, but there's no pit. You know, I don't know. They like to use pit back then a lot, didn't they? And you notice the Crimson Executioner, too. You notice how he's always kind of looking at himself. He's admiring his body, and he's good looking and stuff. He kind of likes himself a lot, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can really tell it with that. Yeah, and it's weird that this executioner, big bad executioner, his name comes from the color of his clothing. Okay, and not red, crimson. So it's even more of a lightweight name. And he's named after the color of clothing that he's wearing. And it's like, that really says how much of a badass he is, because his name is derived from the color of clothing. Okay? So that's weird. Crimson. Crimson to me is always maroon. I mean, our school was called the Crimson Chargers, and we were maroon. We were not red. So, yeah. So, yeah, I gotta have Patty post a couple of pictures of me full length. I know you can't see me full length, and you want to. I know you do. But yes, the Crimson Executioner, and be sure to join us next week. Next week, we will be showing the movie House on Haunted Hill.
With Vincent Price.
Vincent Price is in it, and it is a William Castle movie. We will talk about William Castle on that movie. I like William Castle. I like what he does. I like his style. We won't go into him right now. We'll save it for next week's movie. But I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of this movie and the opportunity I've gotten to take to become the Crimson Executioner. Next week, I don't think I get to dress like anybody. There's really nobody in the movie next week that dresses cool or anything. It's just a bunch of normal...
Could be the scary old lady.
Oh, God, that caretaker lady.
Yes.
Yes, and just... Yeah, it's like you need to wash your face and brush your teeth, for God's sake.
All right, save it for next week.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed. Okay, now, this is over. When this goes up, I am a horror host. I've always wanted to be a horror host, and finally, with this being in the can, when this is over, I can say to myself, I am a horror host, and I've always wanted to be one. And I finally got to talk her into forcibly being my co-host, because I know she didn't really want to do it too much, but I didn't want to interact with no one. Okay, I need a co-host. Okay, so I'm glad you watched the first one, and I hope you'll return for I think we've got 148 to go that I have ready right now. 148 movies. So basically about 3 years if we get right on the every week. And there will be times we'll have to miss due to certain things, like Comic-Con, for example. I won't be able to do one probably that week or the following. But we'll put stuff up with Comic-Con. We'll see what happens. But thanks for joining us. I like wearing capes. Everybody does like wearing capes. I mean, if you get to.
Okay.
Actually, you want to know what this is from?
Isn't it from Little Red Riding Hood?
Little Red Riding Hood costume. It's really from that. It's not, yeah, it was made for a Little Red Riding Hood costume. But how
So
handy.
you're wearing women's leggings and a woman's cape.
And a woman's cape and cool boots.
Okay.
You will see these boots again in a skit coming up. So, all right. We're done with the first episode of Spook Show Gravy. Creature Feature Saturday. And be sure to tune in next Saturday. We'll see you then, okay? You gonna wave? All right, she waved. All right, see ya.
This time we didn't forget the gravy.